Avinger had a fantastic game yesterday. Such a leader for this Georgia team. Really held the team together against Arkansas. Jahate misses off the front of the rim. Raina Scott to Van. Van last year a Big 12 Player of the Year.
Long three means long rebound. But more importantly, look at Reagan Beers just imposing her will in the paint. Right now, she is on a 5-0 run by herself.
Reagan Beers, again, back-to-back SEC Player of the Week. She's been on fire the last couple of weeks. First team All-SEC selection as well. Her family's here watching. Good fan support here from Oklahoma. First bucket of the game for the Lady Dogs. Jahate scores inside. It's 5-2.
Yes, Jahate has been a solid player for Georgia. I think she's going to be an X factor. She's going to have to now physically make sure that she doesn't allow Beers to...
Skylar Van, the recipient of that nice pass from Williams.
Yeah, when you talk about assisting, this Oklahoma team does it better than anyone else in the country, averaging 21 assists per game.
McCullough blocked by Verhulst, out of bounds. Georgia will keep it. 3 new Sooners will check in.
And as Beers, look at the physicality already being established. She's saying, I'm going to go at you, and she made sure that she drew the contact to give herself that clear out space that she needed to finish at the rim.
2 sisters on the floor right now. Skylar Van and Zaya Van. She's in for the first time, Zaya number 3 in white. Of course, Georgia has a pair of twin sisters as well. Jahate missing. Saw the Darby sisters on the floor at the same time yesterday for Tennessee. I love it, seeing all these sisters playing together.
Yeah, I definitely think that when you have siblings that grow up in the family of basketball and to see them at the same institution playing and competing at a high level, that's pretty impressive.
Wolford just picked up her first foul. That is one thing they do not want to see, is Wolford get into foul trouble. It's one of the things she's still learning as a freshman. Keys, one of the subs that just came in. There's Scott. Scott trying to take Turner. Verhulst trying to post up, doesn't go down. Trinity Turner.
Good shots, and they just like to play this up-tempo style of play.
Nice look inside. Verhulst with the finish.
I mean, again, you look at how quickly they were able to score the basketball, and it's going to be anywhere, especially in transition. It'll probably be around 6 seconds, but within their half court, they don't mind shooting the first 10 seconds of the shot clock.
Avinger followed by the younger sister, Zaya Van.
I mean, just great court awareness right here by Verhulst playing off the ball. She saw that she was heavily denied, and then what do you do when you're denied? You just backdoor them, and she was able to get the easy 2.
Verhulst has had a fantastic back half of the SEC schedule. 38 points at Missouri, had 24 against Alabama on Sunday. That was a massive win for Oklahoma to take down the Tide. They ended up tying Kentucky for 4th in the regular season. Kentucky won the tiebreak. And Oklahoma will get the ball back.
Yes, a lot of times you talk about Oklahoma offensive efficiency, scoring 86 points a game, but they also do a great job on the defensive side of basketball. They've turned their opponents over 17 times a contest.
Scott in the lane, buries another one, and Oklahoma extends the lead. McCullough trying to answer on the other end, and does.
Again, we talked about the pace of this game, and it's going to be up and down, but the battle of the paint points is going.
Looking forward to having Liz Kitley out in Las Vegas. Nikki, what's a Kenny Brooks player like? Any consistencies?
Definitely. I mean, the work ethic is there. We drafted Liz Kitley last year. Obviously, she had a season-ending injury, but it did not negate the fact that we knew this young lady was going to come back from that injury. So we're super excited to have Liz Kitley ready to go this upcoming season with the Las Vegas Aces.
Again, Kentucky and Oklahoma tied for 4th in the final regular season standings, but Kentucky won the tiebreak because they beat Oklahoma. Georgia Amoore, I mean, come back tomorrow just to watch her play. It's so fun to watch Georgia Amoore on the basketball court.
Yeah, she's just like a magician out there, and I love how she just commands the attention of the best players on the opposing team, but it doesn't matter to her. She still finds a way, not only in her ability to score, but her ability to make her teammates look better.
Reagan Beers says, my bad on that pass. Gives the ball back to Georgia. 4 minutes left here in the opening quarter. Oklahoma's shot 50% so far.
You know, as we talk about Oklahoma averaging, 86 points a contest, this Oklahoma team could average more. I know that sounds crazy, but I'm going to just tell you, if they could take care of the basketball, because they're averaging 19 turnovers a contest, but when you're also shooting from the field as a team 47%, if you get some of those possessions back, this Oklahoma team, and I'm not a math major, but I know that's easily 2 to 4 more baskets a game. So that could easily put their average over 90 a contest.
Beers made a 3 earlier, missed that one. I think your math skills are pretty good, Nikki. And you running a WNBA team, gotta be good at math.
No, all you need is Asia Wilson.
Touche. Turner buries it. One of the top 5 freshmen in the SEC this year. Leading scorer for Georgia. Georgia, the only team that has 2 freshmen on the All-SEC team this year.
Yeah.
All-SEC freshman team.
Yeah, you like what Turner brings. This is from Orlando, Florida. She won 3 straight state titles, so she knows what it takes to win.
Beers battling hard, and we'll go to the free throw line. Well, Saturday is the final day of the men's regular season in the SEC. We've got all 16 teams in action. 5 of those games will be here on SEC Network and the ESPN app. Mississippi State and Arkansas begin the day at noon Eastern, and we finish with the Red River rivalry game between Oklahoma and Texas in Austin at 8 Eastern. The foul is on Jahate to put Beers on the line. There's Beers' dad. Love the way they name their kids. Her brothers are Rocky, Rowdy. Her sister's name is Riley, and she's Reagan.
Well, speaking of kids, I just want to give a small little shout out to my kid. Today,
Deep 2 for Avinger. And if there's a player that's going to get Georgia going, it's usually her. Such a leader. And an offensive foul inside. Williams commits the foul. Avinger's still down.
well, the elbow to the face. Avinger does a great job right here of just getting position and going to the floor. This is her second offensive foul that she's drawn on Oklahoma thus far. So, you know, you think you can post up Avinger because what? She's smaller, but no, she's taking full advantage of her quickness, of her wittiness. I mean, standing, I'm like saying, standing 5'5". I know it says 5'6", but she plays so much bigger because she plays hard.
11 points against Tennessee, 19 against Arkansas yesterday, trying to extend her career. Flournoy, another three. This one's short. She made one right away. Good rebound by Wolford. Flournoy even deeper this time.
That was a little bit of a heat check right there. You gathered that position, but look at this Georgia defense.
Avinger 3-on-2 break to Turner, blocked by Beers. Keys open for three.
Again, look at Avinger getting her hands on the basketball. Right now, Georgia needs to slow the pace down, get the shot that they want, because this Oklahoma team wants to play up and down. They want you to get going and out of control so they can get more possessions. But if you can control the boards and control the tempo of the game, that's going to negate Oklahoma's ability to get to that 88 points a contest.
And McCullough milking that shot clock, buries the mid-range jumper. Culleton inside, nice post up and finish.
Again, you celebrate and you're in that no man's land and you're not on the boards, you're not back, where are you? And so this Oklahoma team, they're going to always have their head up and they're going to look to get again down the floor as quickly as they can. If they can score in the first 6 seconds of the shot clock, be ready.
Boy, Beers has been a shot blocking machine so far in this first quarter. Another block. Under a minute to play here in the first quarter. Oklahoma beat Georgia 86-55 the first time they played, but that was in late January, and Georgia's a much better team now. Let's go back to those shot blocking from Beers.
I mean, look at Reagan Beers just saying, you know what, get that out of here. This is my rim. I'm protecting it. And that's what she's doing right now. And look at Dad just hyping her up over there on the sideline. I know he's loving that.
Reagan Beers getting a breather. Beers, rare break. Nice move inside by number 34, Liz Scott.
What Liz Scott did right there was she set a great screen, and by doing so, it allowed her to get open. And for you young boys and girls that are watching basketball, men's, women, it doesn't matter, setting screens, that's a good thing. It's not a bad thing.
Double team comes over and ties Woolfolk up. The possession arrow, though, will keep the ball on this end. Georgia not realizing they get the ball back. Shot clock at 12, game clock 14 seconds left in the quarter. Swatted away. Oklahoma doing a good job this year, this quarter defensively. Another turnover, and then Avinger, speaking of good defensively.
Well, what we're seeing is two teams that are turning the ball over, but you got.
Last night, it's in action for Auburn, coming from Texas. It's an impressive group. Why wouldn't you want to play in the SEC, right?
Well, I will say this, and I say it with great confidence. This is the toughest conference to play in. When you look at the physicality, when you look at the talent, also great coaches are in this league. It's SEC. We're watching some right now, up close and in person. And here's a very talented freshman in Woolfolk.
Nice step through.
Well, what you like about Woolfolk is the patience that she's playing with. She didn't look rushed. She didn't look hurried. The possession before that, when they went to her, she got double teamed. On this one, she had that one-on-one ISO and was able to come up with an easy score.
Nice pass from Verhulst, finding Zaya Van in the lane for the bucket.
Just the unselfish play of this Oklahoma team. That's why they are leading the country in assists, because they are doing so together and they're doing it collectively. When you have a player like Reagan Beers that your offense runs through, obviously you've got Peyton Verhulst who can just knock it down from the three-point line. There's got to be other players that can step up and score the basketball, and the only way you can do that is through ball movement. You got to be able to share the basketball, and that's what this Oklahoma team does at a very, very high clip.
All 9 of their baskets have been assisted so far, and Zaya Van will go to the free throw line. Second foul on Woolfolk. And that is exactly what Coach A doesn't want to see. Woolfolk get in foul trouble, so Woolfolk will have to go back to the bench. McCullough will check in for her.
And right now, when you look at Oklahoma and you look at the pace that they're playing at, but more importantly, you look at who's on the floor. They've gone to their small ball lineup. Van has done a nice job of getting herself to the free throw line and scoring a basket there. But this Oklahoma team, they can change up the look and feel of a game. Now they're able to switch their defense in the man-to-man setting. I like how Georgia also has been able to battle. They're going to need a little bit more scoring in the paint, because for paint production, Oklahoma is winning that battle 16-8.
Yeah, Oklahoma, they can give you a lot of different looks based on who they have out on the floor. We focus a lot on Reagan Beers, understandably so, but they can change the look of their lineup. And again, they've won 7 in a row coming in to this game. Zaya Van. And that's the first basket for Oklahoma that has not been assisted, but it has extended this lead out to 8 points, and Georgia's going to take a timeout.
All right, let's get it back to the side.
All right, thanks, Dar. Yeah, ignore those turnovers. Oklahoma's had 24 possessions, which puts them on pace for their average of 80, leads the nation. Shot off the mark. And here's another position.
Field goals. That's pretty impressive. And just now, they're now got 10 assists on 11 made field goals.
Yeah, Zaya Van, the freshman, what a good start she's had. That's only her 18th three of the season, but 7 points here in the first half. And the possession arrow will keep the ball on this end. And climbing up out of the pile is Liz Scott. Scott working on a master's degree at Oklahoma. So many of these players love it. They've already gotten their undergrad degrees, working on a master's. Turner looking to get it in. Flournoy had to break right to the ball. Close to a 5-second call. Shot clock is a factor.
Definitely winding down right now with 5 seconds to go. Are they going to be able to get a shot off right here against this Oklahoma defense?
Flournoy got it off, and they battle for the rebound. It's going to stay with Georgia. Good hustle by McCullough down low. Well, what an end to the regular season and now postseason for Georgia. Again, 47% of their offense comes from freshmen. And they're finally starting to see the potential of what this Georgia team's going to be. Even got Andy Landers out here.
Yeah, you got Coach Landers. I know he's got to be proud of what Georgia has been able to accomplish as of late.
Jahate with the bucket. Of course, Coach Abe played for Andy Landers. Shot off the mark. Out of bounds. Beers will come back in. Let's check out some of these assists, Nikki.
Yeah, Oklahoma, they just have a feel for each other, just making the extra pass, making the right reads. If you deny them, they're going to backdoor you. If you're not back in transition, they're going to look to score the ball quickly in the shot clock. Very, very unselfish play by this Oklahoma team.
For Georgia, what would you like to see more from?
I think right now, Georgia is going to have to find someone to score the basketball. They're going to need to get some offense going. That was a nice move, but a little shuffling of the feet. But if they're not scoring the basketball, then Georgia, you're going to have to tighten up your defense right now, because this Oklahoma team is operating at 50% field goal percentage, and they're going to have to disrupt them a little bit more, bringing more pressure to the ball, making sure that this Georgia team goes back to what got them in this game.
Verhulst flips it back to Beers. She shoots another three short on this one. Saved back in bounds, though. Nice hustle by the Sooners to get the ball back. Williams. And a jump ball. Oklahoma will get it. Mentioned Andy Landers is here. The four-time NCAA Coach of the Year, 31 NCAA tournament appearances. You know, Georgia is actually the second winningest program in SEC women's basketball history, and a big part of that is Andy Landers.
Yes, Andy Landers has always been and had competitive teams. They've gone to the SEC championship 9 times. Look at the defense that's being played right now on Beers. One of the things that we've seen with Beers, I mean, right now she has been hanging around that three-point line. So if you got Reagan Beers shooting and attempting threes, that's good defense for this Georgia team. So she's playing right into her hands. I think her advantage is going to be in the paint.
First foul on McCullough. Verhulst looking to get it in, finds Van Verhulst. Nice pass inside to Beers, and that is just tough to stop.
It is, especially when she's a young lady that likes to do the work before scoring the basketball. And when you're able to give her the looks inside, she's going to make that basket. That's why she's shooting 68% from the field. There's not another team in the country that runs the high-low action better than Oklahoma, and she's able to create that separation by using not only just her lower body and doing the work before the ball gets there, but also with her upper body.
So 11 assists on 12 made baskets for Oklahoma. Largest lead of the game for the Sooners, who've won their last 7. Shot clock under 10. Flournoy will reset things for the Lady Bulldogs. Shot clock down to 2. McCullough drives. Beers again with the rejection. It has been tough to penetrate that paint with Reagan Beers in there.
I mean, Reagan Beers right now is just sitting in the paint. She is protecting the basket. She's got 3 blocks thus far. If you keep going in there, guess what's going to happen, you small guards? She's going to block it.
There's an and one. McCullough found a way to avoid the block. Ike, her dad, loving that. Loving the last block. He didn't like that play.
But no, very, very crafty of McCullough to get herself to the free throw line to potentially have an and one.
Foul was on Skylar Vann, her second. McCullough at the free throw line. McCullough's one of those players getting a master's degree in business analytics. Throw back, intercepted by Turner.
And this is where Georgia can really dial up their ability to score the basketball by turning you over. But great job with Oklahoma getting back in transition.
Flournoy got stuck. Decided not to go inside. Avinger will take a dare and do it. Pulls up for the jumper and misses. Nice pass. It'll stay with Oklahoma off of Georgia. Good sportsmanship there.
Yeah, just great hustle by 2 very competitive teams. Right now, what has worked for Oklahoma has been going inside. And if they can get another easy look for Beers, that will be a great opportunity for them to extend this lead.
It is physical down low. Another foul called. This is on Williams. She'll come out of the game. Second foul on Williams. Lexi Keys will replace her, and back in is Raina Scott. Is this about what you were expecting, Nikki?
I think the pace right now has slowed down a little bit, and that's playing into the hands of Georgia because Oklahoma wants to get up and down, but this Georgia team is a very good defensive team, so they're able to disrupt that pace and that intensity that this Oklahoma team plays for. But this is where they struggle, is the inside play. When you're able to get that high-low, that ball going from the high post into the low post to Beers, there's no help side. There's no way you can come and double that. And so what that does is that leaves one-on-one inside. And so Beers, with her efficiency, is able to get herself to the free throw line.
Fouls on Jahante. Checking into the game, Nia Leveretter, number 22. Came over from Kentucky as Beers on the free throw line now. Beers, in the last 4 games, averaging 25 points, 10 rebounds, 2 assists, and a block. And the thing that's most impressive to me, Nikki, is she's doing it in only 24 minutes a game. She's just so efficient.
And give Oklahoma a lot of credit in that efficiency too, because when you look at her minutes and how they're being distributed, she's able to.
Beers offensive rebound, and when she brought it down, Georgia ties her up.
And that's what you don't want to have happen. Great rebound, but then you got to keep the ball high. But this Georgia team is not going away anywhere. Look at what the freshman Trinity Turner was able to do behind that 3. She was able to knock down the 3 ball. The Georgia Bulldogs, with their defensive intensity and their ability to knock down shots.
Amanda Riley was a mother, wife. She got diagnosed with cancer.
There's all these pictures of her in the hospital with IVs, tubing.
But she was a liar.
Why would somebody fake cancer?
Scamanda, now streaming only on Hulu.
Kick it!
Ready! High five!
What was you about to do?
I was going to touch your face, but maybe I shouldn't.
Well, still to come, a lot more action tonight. How about Ole Miss and Mississippi State renewing their rivalry? We'll also see Alabama for the first time. They'll take on Florida. Big night coming up after the day session finishes earlier today. Vanderbilt getting by Tennessee to beat Tennessee twice in the same season for the first time in program history.
the SEC is just so deep when you look at how many teams we're going to be able to get into the NCAA tournament. But this tournament right now has that feel to it. When you're looking at what happened with Vanderbilt beating Tennessee, the matchup that I'm really looking forward to is that Ole Miss Mississippi State.
Yeah, Mississippi State last night had a 31-0 run in their game. McCullough with the steal, misses the bucket. Turner got the rebound, and they end up scoring. Nia Leveretter with the bucket.
Just a really heads-up play with Turner following the play action to be able to get the ball inside to score it. This Georgia team, they're just scrappy.
And suddenly Georgia's on a 10-1 run to get right back in this. Beers. Again, how do you stop that, Nikki? What would be the appropriate thing to do there?
Well, the only thing that you can do with someone who has the footwork, the size advantage, the physicality of a Beers, you have to disrupt the ball handler. The ball cannot see her. You got to make that a difficult pass to her, as difficult as you possibly can, because she can only be in the lane for 3 seconds.
Leveretter's shot is blocked. Flournoy broke up the pass. Oklahoma will keep it. 2:22 left in the half.
In football, that could have been a pick six.
Yeah,
because she was coming out of there like a free safety.
Stepped out of bounds, though. Beers again coming off the floor. They manage her minutes so well. McCullough swats it out of bounds. Broke the sign.
I think a panel came off.
Glad it wasn't your laptop.
Action that was set right there on Avinger. That allowed Van to set her feet, get the time that she needs to knock the shot down. She's leading all scorers on the perimeter right now with 10 points. She and Beer, they're a wicked combination right now, but she's 2 of 3 from the three-point line.
Oklahoma responding after Georgia went on that 10-1 run.
If you wonder and question how they have the fastest pace, averaging 81 possessions per 40 minutes, it's because they like to push the ball in transition, and they love this up-tempo style of play.
Oklahoma's now scored 7 unanswered points. Quick shot. Verhulst just let that fly.
Yeah, Verhulst is quick shot, quick trigger.
Oklahoma averages making 9 threes a game. They've made 3 here in the first half. Under a minute to play. In our second game of the day here at the SEC tournament, winner moves on to face Kentucky. Flournoy buries the mid-range.
Yes, nice answer to the 7-0 run that OU had put together. For about 2 minutes there, Georgia was on a scoring drought. But again, this Oklahoma team, they do a great job of just ball movement. Player movement, back cut, screens.
Scott passes up the 3. Asks for help. Keys dumps it inside. Culleton, 4 on the shot clock, missed. And a foul called against the Sooners.
I believe that was Liz Scott being a little bit aggressive coming over the back, but you know, we always have this saying, I'd rather dial somebody down than have to dial them up. And Liz Scott just plays with such high energy and high intensity.
So 15.6 seconds left. And we'll be going to the studio for the Academy Sports and Outdoors halftime report. Oklahoma, the 5 seed. Flournoy off the mark on the 3, and that will end the half. As Oklahoma shoots 47%.
No, I do not. I want Reagan Beers. You know what, Reagan? I know you shoot 42% from the field, and you're 9 of 21 going into this game, but right now your advantage as Reagan Beers and for Oklahoma is in the paint.
There she is. Wolford back in the game, by the way, for Georgia, which changes things for the Lady Bulldogs in a good way. Turner shoots the 3 to start the half. Off the mark, Beers with a rebound. to Verhulst at midcourt.
When we were talking about the assist, and the assist leader today is Peyton Verhulst. She's done a phenomenal job of just finding her teammates. She's got 5 assists. She's not shooting the ball extremely well, so she's finding other ways to get her teammates. Again, by having Reagan Beers inside, she does a nice job on the offensive glass. That gives them a second possession, and that's what you want. You have to get second and third opportunities when the first shot is not going down for you.
And that's only the 9th made three by Raina Scott. So Oklahoma's getting threes today from players that don't normally get them.
Yeah, here's Reagan Beers right here, just muscling her way in for the easy kick out. And so when you're not alert and finding where the open players are, guess what's going to happen, Georgia? You've got Scott who's sitting there at the free throw line, and she's going to knock it down.
Entry pass out of bounds. Verhulst couldn't hang on to it. Georgia will get it back. Again, Georgia has won 3 in a row. They've had a fantastic end to the season, including an upset over Tennessee in Knoxville last Sunday.
And this Georgia team, when you look at what they were able to do yesterday against Arkansas, a very talented Izzy Higginbotham had 38 points, 15 of 24 shooting performance, but down the stretch, it was the defense of Georgia.
Nice steal by Verhulst for Oklahoma, and Verhulst has it stripped away by Flournoy. See if that's going to be a foul on Flournoy or just out of bounds. So it's just going to be out of bounds, no foul. Verhulst. Excuse me, this is going to be a foul. Or is it?
I believe the ball is out of bounds.
Yeah, it looked clearly like the official was saying it was out of bounds, but she was trying to sell it. And that was just called out of bounds, so no free throws. You taught me a lot about selling it, Nikki, when you're some of the, Academy Awards.
Yeah, that Tennessee and Vanderbilt game, there's a lot of actors, and
it was fun though. Good drama.
Was fun.
I like the drama.
Supporting actors.
Yeah, that was an intense game. Preceded this one. Vanderbilt beating Tennessee. Vanderbilt will face South Carolina tomorrow on ESPN.
Yeah, Vanderbilt had such great production from obviously their best freshman, Michaela Blake, but also from Ayanna Moore.
Flournoy with 1 on the shot clock. Made the shot. Lost her hair tie. Verhulst will shoot the 3. And that is run down. Georgia with a chance to eat into the lead. They're down by 8 now.
Right now, Oklahoma isn't shooting a great percentage from the three-point line. They're only shooting 24%. So if they keep doing that, again, that's going to me, that's going to play in Georgia's favor, because if they're able to rebound the basketball and they're able to get out in transition, this is a good thing for Georgia.
Nikki, this is where Oklahoma changes their look. They just took their bigs out, and now they have a smaller lineup on the floor to go against Georgia. Foul called. Well, Tuesday, SEC Inside will grant you an all-access pass to the women's basketball tournament. You'll get never-before-seen footage and sound from players and coaches, a real behind-the-scenes look right here on the SEC Network and the ESPN app. We talked about in the first half how Oklahoma can change their look, the way they substitute deep bench for Jenny Baranczyk. Turner shooting the 3. Offensive board by McCullough.
And this is where Georgia really needs to be solid offensively, because they are playing small ball right now. And now they've got Woolfolk at the 5, so can't she get herself going, because she was in foul trouble in the first half. They need her this second half to cut into this deficit.
Foul on Skylar Vann. Georgia looking for the bucket here. Flournoy's had the hot hand. Off the mark. Verhulst with a rebound. Finally got it to her. That was to watch on the sideline too. Sam Purcell and Coach Yo You will want to get a spot to watch that one tonight. Fireworks will be flying. Third quarter here in Greenville. Georgia, who is a team no one wants to play right now, on a roll here in the last few games. Woolfolk stepping through, unable to get that to go down.
You see the intent coming out of that timeout to get Woolfolk that easy look inside. She just wasn't able to convert.
Yeah, Woolfolk spent a lot of the first half on the bench, 2 fouls. Nice shot, mid-range 2, and that is the largest lead now for Oklahoma behind that Liz Scott jumper.
And Liz Scott was able to play in that space that's mid-range off the baseline side. Not a lot of help can come there, and was able to knock down the easy jumper.
Reagan Beers still on the bench for Oklahoma. Avenger just off on the 3.
And again, as you're looking to make a run in this tournament, the more you can rest your best players, the better it will be for you. And right now, Oklahoma with a 10, sorry, it was a 10, but a 12-point lead.
Bertholz, she's open again. Coming up short on those 3s. Turner looking up the floor for the Lady Bulldogs. The best freshman in the SEC this year. You know, the thing that I've loved so far in the SEC tournament these 2 days, Nikki, the stars are shining.
Yes.
They are really showing up, the best players on each team. Doesn't always happen. Woolfolk burying that.
And the stars are shining, and they're young stars. When we look at the game that we just watched here, I mean, you're looking at some of the
second game of the day. Scott takes the inbounds pass for Oklahoma and 1. Drawing the foul and goes to the line.
Again, great play action. It's the screen for the screener to the slip. Another opportunity when you look at late game, or you look at late game situations. In out of bounds play, that's special teams, right? And this Oklahoma team is doing a nice job of executing on their end out of bound plays. And the person that's been the recipient twice and has made 2 layups has been Scott.
Flournoy committed the foul. Oklahoma up 45-33. And Oklahoma comes in averaging 87 points per game. Georgia's been holding everyone below their season average over the last several games. But is it enough to get a win? Shot clock down to 5 for Jahate. I don't know if she's recognized it yet. Flournoy desperately threw it up. Scott got it.
You know, yesterday the Lady Bulldogs trailed about as much as 11 points at the 4-minute mark of the third quarter. And then they outscored the Razorbacks 25-14 in the fourth period.
It's been an interesting week for them because they were up 23 on Tennessee as Beers makes the jumper on Sunday. And Tennessee came all the way back to take the lead in the fourth quarter before Georgia pulled it out. For Oklahoma, holding opponents below 80 points is a key. They have not lost a game this season when an opponent scores below 80.
Well, Miss Oklahoma on the season, they are holding their opponents to 68. And they are also a team that likes to get out in transition. This pace plays into their favor. Right there, an easy 2 with the rim run by Beers to bury her player underneath the basket, and all you have to do now is just get the ball to her, and she's going to do the rest.
Yeah, easy the key word, I think, because Reagan Beers is one of those players that does make it look easy down there. Oklahoma's on a 10-2 run right now to extend their lead.
What you see from Reagan Beers is she does the work before the ball gets there.
Shot clock again a factor. That is rejected by Scott, out of bounds.
Yeah, look at Beers just going straight beeline down the middle of the floor. And the heads-up play, again, by Van, giving her an easy look in the paint. And yes, Coach, you should be fired up.
Jenny Baranczyk, last year's Big 12 Coach of the Year. What a season she's had guiding Oklahoma through their first year of the SEC. 2.5 on the shot clock. Avinger got it off, doesn't go in, and Williams surrounded by Lady Bulldogs, and a foul called against Georgia. And if that's on Woolfolk, that's her third.
That's definitely a foul of frustration there. And again, we've mentioned Coach Baranczyk here, 4 seasons. She's a coach that has a very well-oiled system. The way that they play, the pace that they play at, the players understanding space, movement, cuts. The ball goes from the left side to the right side. They get touches in the high post area. Just a very versatile offensive team, but also very good on the defensive side of the basketball.
Julie Baranczyk's taken her teams to 9 straight postseason appearances. It's her 4th season at Oklahoma. And there's a foul. Beers went down. And I think 4th foul on Woolfolk. Wow. And battling down low. And
am I giving out another award this game? I believe I am.
I was waiting.
I think I'm going to give another one out.
I don't know. Woolfolk's pretty strong. Beers.
Not the shot that you want her to take, but look at the extra effort by Ben.
And then a foul on Williams, bumping Flournoy. That's the 3rd on Williams. Sahara Williams coming off a 15-point game against Alabama last weekend. She was one of the many McDonald's All-Americans Oklahoma has. In fact, they start 3 former McDonald's All-Americans.
Again, this Georgia team, they've got to find some type of rhythm offensively. They're shooting 20% in this half and only scoring 4 points. Defensively, they're not doing bad. They've held Oklahoma to 13 points this quarter.
Yeah, the score in the quarter is 13-4 Oklahoma. Final 90 seconds of this 3rd quarter. Oklahoma trying to get a rematch with Kentucky, who won the regular season meeting between them. Jump ball, and it will be Georgia's ball. Oklahoma going back to the bench. Culleton checking back in, as well as Nevaeh Tot.
Georgia right now is one of their last 9.
Oklahoma on a 6-0 run right now to rebuild the lead. Good D by Williams, staying right with Turner. Flournoy. Shot was touched, so it will stay with Georgia.
Yeah, that was going to be a tough 3 there coming off of the stagger screen. I would like to see this Georgia team do a little bit of shot fake, maybe try to get yourself to the free throw line.
Avinger, this is usually about the time Avinger starts to lift her team. The leader of this group. Shot clock again a factor, down to 1. Flournoy doesn't get the roll. Beers with the rebound. Rebound number 8 for Reagan Beers. 16 points. Three seconds. Georgia will get it back.
Well, the one thing about Georgia is the game yesterday against Arkansas, it went to the wire, and it took everything that they had in that 4th quarter to come away with a victory. And when you mention Avinger and you look at the minutes that she played, had a great game, 9 of 18 from the field, 19 points, but she played 34, close to the basket, but great.
4th quarter. Coach Fargas, give me what Georgia needs to do here.
Well, right now, Georgia cannot allow Reagan Beers to go to her money move, which is basically in the paint and able to have that one-on-one isolation. You're going to have to disrupt the ball handler or send the double team, make that ball go back outside.
20 points for Reagan Beers. McCullough on the drive, trying to get by Skylar Vann. Jahate broke that up, gets it to Avinger. Again, Georgia has performed so well in the fourth quarter over their last 3 games. They need another good performance to overcome Oklahoma. Shot clock at 4.
The one thing that I would have done with Georgia, well, knock down the shot, that's a great thing. But when they pulled Reagan Beers away from the basket and they put her in ball screens, she's running a flat. She's not going to get up there and head. She's going to be flat, and that may give you a lot of opportunities. But again, Reagan Beers loves that one-on-one ISO in the paint.
2 straight buckets for Reagan Beers. Oklahoma looking to advance to the quarterfinals tomorrow. Avinger, again, she's been one of those players that's been shining in the fourth quarter. Avinger in her final season. Flournoy pulls it back out. It's going to reset the offense. Shot clock under 10.
Yeah, they're really milking the clock right now, and now they got to take some last-second shot. Contested, but able to knock it down.
McCullough, a couple of deep 2s. And let's see if they go back into Beers. She scored Oklahoma's last 10 points. Nope, 3 on the way, off the mark.
And that definitely jockeying the 3 right there plays in the hands of this Georgia team.
Flournoy, that's blocked. Gosh, Oklahoma's been so good blocking shots today. Let's go back to Reagan Beers and watch her work inside.
Yeah, she's one of those post players that understands ball placement. Right now, she is just using her body to get great position, and she's able to go over that right shoulder to the little fadeaway. Reagan Beers right now leading all scorers with 22 points.
And 8 block shots for the Sooners today. Beers getting a breather. Culleton in, down low to replace her. 0 in white. Speaking of 0, Turner penetrated, got rid of it. Lady Dogs don't capitalize on that possession. Williams blocked by Jahate.
Jahate did a nice job of coming over because Williams definitely had the size advantage inside.
So with Beers on the bench, Nikki, how does Georgia exploit that?
Well, one of the things that Georgia has to do is probably now look to get inside. Get yourself to the free throw line and or get an and one play. But without Reagan Beers, defensively, they can pick up a little bit more pressure. They need to make sure that they're not giving up those easy paint points. Right now, Oklahoma has 32 points in the paint. I would also look to sag a little bit, maybe not off of Verhulst, because even though she's struggling for 5, but Oklahoma isn't scoring the ball well from the three-point line. They're shooting 20%, but where they are efficient is in the paint.
Sahara Williams just picked up her 4th foul for Oklahoma, and she's come out of the game. Jenny Baranczyk talking to her over on the sideline. Flournoy, short on that 3. Tot flips it up to Verhulst. Sooners keep the ball, 3 on the way. Van with the offensive rebound to Culleton. And Culleton will go to the free throw line, drawing the foul on McCullough. Second foul on McCullough.
Well, a very good job by Georgia there in stopping the transition opportunity by Oklahoma. But once that ball came out, we had a couple of Georgia players just ball watching. And you have to be in on the action because this Oklahoma team is going to constantly put pressure on you at the rim in their half-court offense.
Well, Nikki, you are looking at the future Dr. Culleton. She's planning on going to med school and going to be a pediatrician or orthopedic surgeon. Hasn't quite decided what specialty she'll go into, but Culleton hoping to head to medical school as soon as her playing career is over. Just a junior, though. Did you ever have any doctors play for you?
I did when I was at UCLA. I had a couple of doctors that played for me, and much respect to those who are going into the medical profession, obviously serving the community, but more importantly, the balance that it takes with such a demanding major and to play at such a high level on the basketball court.
Woolfolk draws the foul on Colleton. Interested what you think of Woolfolk, Nikki, this young post player, SEC all-freshman team.
I like Woolfolk, and I like the fact that she's playing aggressively. I think what she's going to have to do is learn how to, if you pick up that first foul, how do I not get myself in trouble, foul trouble, because that's where this game kind of got away from them when you didn't have Woolfolk on the floor. She's a player that can give you some scoring inside. She can also battle in the post. But to be just a freshman and playing on this stage and to see what they've been able to do the latter part of the season, this is going to be a Georgia team that's going to be dangerous next year, especially with the 20 recruiting class was ranked 20 in the country, so there's going to be some more great freshmen coming in as well.
Skylar Vann with the bucket inside for the Sooners. Verse into the game now, number 4 in black. Avinger, little short jumper, doesn't get the roll.
But it has not been challenging for this Oklahoma team.
Nevaeh.
No, she was, at the beginning of the game, Sam, she was shooting threes. And so...
Which you did not like.
I did not like it. I liked the first one that went down, but the way that she can dominate in the paint is where she's at her best. And then every now and then, if you're in that trail threes, then shoot the three.
Nice cleanup inside by Skylar Vann. Beers with back-to-back 22-point games. She is on the bench. We'll see if we see her back in action. Avinger throws it back outside to Turner for 3. And Colleton is fouled, by Woolfolk.
Skylar Vann has been very consistent as far as offensively. She scored 8 points, great contribution there. The other players that have stepped up, also, when you look at what Liz Scott has been able to bring, Oklahoma is a team that has a balanced attack, but is obviously led by Verhulst as well, and she's not having a great shooting night, but what she is doing is she is rebounding the basketball. She's also their assist leader right now, so continue Verhulst. You won't continue to shoot this way the entire tournament. I know that because of how we've watched you and covered you, but the fact that you're continuing to get your teammates involved is great. 25 made assists on 27 field goals.
And while we get this ball, I do want to send off Mia Woolfolk because she just fouled out a moment ago, and Mia making the all-SEC freshman team, finishing so strong. Her first year in the SEC, coming off a double-double against Arkansas the first time they played. 10 points yesterday, 20 points against Tennessee on Sunday. She's been part of this magical run Georgia's had this last week, and her day is done.
Well, Mia Woolfolk is going to learn from this. There's so many great lessons that you can learn as a rookie. First year playing in the SEC against some of the best post players in the country. I mean, that's a hard task to go up against a Reagan Beers. It's a hard task to go up against a Z Spearman. But she's going to be a player that we're going to continue to watch and continue to see how she grows.
Fouls on Colleton. Nia Leveretter is on the free throw line, and Nia last year missed the entire season at Kentucky, coming back from an ACL injury. She was just cleared to play this year. She is getting her master's degree in journalism, Nikki, and I would bet that we will see her on our team someday at ESPN. She is an outstanding on-camera personality to be a student athlete. We've had her do some scouting reports. She's shadowed Maria Taylor before, for example. But everybody in Georgia knows who Nia Leveretter is because of her work in journalism.
Well, great job tonight to take advantage of those opportunities. And when you look at where you would want to work, there's nothing better than working with ESPN and the folks here. So many great people. I've enjoyed my time with the ESPN and the SEC Network folks. And
Only made 8 threes all season, has 2 today.
well, Raina is letting it rain right now from the three-point line. And so, again, when you are up as much as you are, this Oklahoma team, now what they're able to do, they're able to go into their bench a little bit more, give them opportunities to get some minutes underneath their belts. But more importantly, this also is an opportunity to rest your starters. So you've got Reagan Beers, who's sitting on the sideline, getting a little rest. Verhulst is also Williams. So, again, this Oklahoma team is going to try to go the distance.
And Trinity Turner, the other star freshman for Georgia this year, number 0. She's having an incredible game as well. 12.6 rebounds, 5 assists. Avenger, the 9th shot blocked by Oklahoma. That is the most against an SEC opponent all season.
And just look at the easiness of how this ball comes off of Scott's hand. And no other than Reagan Beers over there giving her the 3 sign. Look at the excitement that this bench is playing with for those players who don't get a lot of minutes. But
Carrying the 3 for Georgia. And a foul on Jahate. That's the 4th foul on her.
Yeah, Liz Scott has just been so dominant that she plays with, how she plays hard, and she goes after loose balls. She's scoring the basketballs. She's got 10 points, 8 rebounds. I believe they're probably going to sub her out. So two rebounds away from a double-double today for Liz Scott.
Scott off the front of the rim with that first free throw, getting her master's in human relations at Oklahoma. Missed last season with a shoulder injury. Has had a fantastic return to the game this year. Makes the second. She'll come out of the game. Kirsten Johnson will come in as Jenny Baranchek clears her bench. Todd Smith, Jones, Johnson, and Van on the floor now for Oklahoma. So Oklahoma, Nikki, they'll be on an 8-game win streak heading into Kentucky. What would you tell Kenny Brooks facing this Oklahoma team?
I think when you're playing a team like Oklahoma, you've got to control the pace of the game. You've got to make sure that you're not giving them easy looks in the paint. But this Oklahoma team doesn't just return talent, it returns experience. This Oklahoma team has a combined play of over 1,200 games in their career. So when you look at the talent and you look at this roster, you've got Peyton Verhulst, who was Big 12 Newcomer of the Year. You've got Skylar Vann, who was co-player of the year in the Big East, where they are today without their teammates pushing them in practice and making sure that they're prepared, because some of the players are having to run scout. And so this time of year, when it's quick games back to back to back, it's equally important for the starters and those who get off to a great start, but also those who are coming in off the bench to give them some quality minutes.
Big career ahead of Maya Verse as well. Her brother, defensive lineman for the Rams, Jared Verse. Jones recovers it. Shot clock under 10. Smith rejected by Verse.
I know there was a lot of blocks today by Oklahoma, but I'm going to have to put this block up there as the best block of today. The fact that she blocked that, Verse blocked that shot with authority.
3rd block for Georgia. Oklahoma's had 9 today. It's the most they've had against an SEC opponent this year. Jones, they got to put the shot up. Lost it out of bounds. 1.2 on the shot clock. Well, we're still looking for an upset in the SEC tournament. Nikki, all the higher seeds have won through the first 6 games.
And when you look at the higher seeds and those who have won, you know, we had the coin toss with South Carolina and Texas. We had the loss with Tennessee against Georgia, which moved Vanderbilt above them. This conference is so competitive that 1 and 2, 3, 4, I mean, they're all interchangeable. But again, it's about surviving and advancing. This Oklahoma team came out, they executed their game plan. They did exactly what they typically do as far as sharing the basketball. Didn't put up the 86 points that they typically do. Give a little bit of that credit to the way that Georgia defends. But this Oklahoma team also is a very good defensive team. We talk a lot about their offense, but this season, the Sooners have held 23 of their 29 opponents below their average, their field goal percentage average. And then they've also held them under their average for points per game. So Oklahoma not only is one of the best teams that you're going to see offensively in their efficiency, but also they're getting it done on the defensive side of the basketball as well.
Foul on Smith. Saw Leverett make 1 of 2. And this is India Davis. She and her twin sister on the Georgia team, Summer Davis. Oklahoma, which finished tied for 4th in the regular season with Kentucky, will have another shot at the Wildcats tomorrow in the quarterfinals. Top 4 seeds will be in action tomorrow. But I am so excited about that Ole Miss-Mississippi State game that's coming up at 6 Eastern.
Yeah, so what you're going to see is you're going to see 2 very intense head coaches on the sidelines. Their teams take on their personality.
Yeah.
And the culture has been built on defense and board play with Ole Miss and Mississippi State.
Smith working her way down the floor for the Sooners. Bench wanted Jones to shoot. She drives, misses a shot, bursts with a rebound.
Did you see the reaction of the bench?
I did. That's what I was watching.
The attempt. The excitement that they have for each other is just contagious.
Tot knocks it out of bounds. And again, Tot, no one has played more games for Oklahoma than Tot. Over 150 games in her career. Three on the way, off the mark. Verse. Back out to Davis. Twin sister to twin sister. Final 10.
Real estate assets, the state nature, all through the on state and